Okay, today we're going to go over simplifying expressions day one, and we are going to be combining like terms and using the distributive property. First, we need to go over some vocabulary words. Some of the vocabulary words we need today are terms. And terms just mean those are the parts of an expression that are added together. So if we look at 3x plus 6y minus 3, those individual pieces are called the terms. So the 3x, the 6y, and the negative 3 are the terms. Coefficient, that's the number part of a term in front of the variable part. So if we look at our expression again, 3x plus 6y minus 3, 3 and 6 are the coefficients. 3 and 6 are the coefficients because those are the numbers in front of the variable. We also have a constant term, and that's only the number part, only the number. So in our expression, 3x plus 6y minus 3, negative 3 is the constant term. Like terms. Like terms have the same variable parts. So if we look at 3x plus 5x plus 8, 3x and 5x are like terms because they have the same variable x. So as long as they have the same variable, they are considered like. Now, if you throw in a power, that's going to be a different variable term. Constant terms are also like terms. So any numbers that you see, more than one number, then those are also like terms. Distributive property. Distributive property is used to find the product of a number and a sum or difference. And we're going to be distributing, passing out the number into the sum or difference. Okay, example 1 with combining like terms. You want to look and find all of your variables that have the same variable. So I see a 13x and I like to underline mine, and I see a 2x. Those two can be combined, and we're going to perform the operation. I have a 13x plus a 2x, so that's going to combine to a 15x. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at my other terms, and I have a negative 7 and an 8. Those are constant terms, and constant terms are alike, so I can add my constant terms together. So negative 7 plus 8 equals 1, so I'm going to have plus 1. Now I have a term with a variable and a term that's constant. Those are not alike. That's how I know I'm done and I've simplified my expression. Number 2. I'm going to look again at each of my terms. I've got a 9, a 7y, a negative 2, and a negative 5y. So I'm going to go ahead and underline my y's, and I'm going to go ahead and combine them. So 7y minus 5y leaves me with 2y. And my constants, I've got 9 and negative 2. I'm going to combine those. 9 minus 2 is going to give me positive 7. So I've combined my like terms and I've simplified my expression to y plus 7. Another example, this time we have x squared. So my x squared and my x squared are alike. Okay, they both have x, they both have the same power. Those are considered like terms. So I have 7x squared minus 2x squared. That gives me 5x squared. Then I'm going to move to my constants. I have negative 10 and 5. Negative 10 plus 5 is going to give me a negative 5. And I have simplified my expression. Example 4. I have negative 3y squared, positive 3y squared, minus 7y plus 9. Well, these are the only two that are alike because they have the same variable and because they have the same exponent. Yes, negative 7y has the same variable, but they also have to be the same exponent, so it's not alike. I can go ahead and combine these. I have negative 3y squared plus 3y squared, and that gives me a 0. And I'm not going to write the 0 in my final answer. That leaves me with the negative 7y. That's a term. And then I have plus 9. And that's a separate term. Those are not alike. So what I end up having, and again I'm going to not use my 0, I have negative 7y plus 9. And that's my simplified expression. Okay, we can also combine like terms when we're finding perimeter. So it's asked us to find the perimeter of the given triangles. So that means I'm going to add up all the sides of the triangle. That's what perimeter means. Add all sides together. Just to refresh your memory. Okay, well I'm going to write them vertically. So I'm going to have 3x plus 4, x minus 5, and x plus 2. And notice that I put my x's together and my constants together. These constants are alike and my x's are alike. So then I can go ahead and add them. 4 minus 5 is negative 1, and negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. And I have 3x plus 1x is 4, plus 1x is 5, 5x. So my perimeter is going to be 5x plus 1. I am combining my like terms. My x's get added together and my constants get added together. Example 6 is a triangle with sides v plus 3. Sorry, that went over here. V plus 3, 2v minus 1, and 5v plus 2. So I can do the same thing that I did here. I can line them up vertically. V plus 3, 2v minus 1, and 5v plus 2. Again, I'm lining up my constants together and I'm lining up my variables. So I'm going to add those together. 3 minus 1 gives me 2. 2 plus 2 gives me 4. And that is a positive 4. I have 1v plus 2v is 3v. 3 plus 5 is 8v. I've completed my perimeter of that triangle. That gives me 8v plus 4 as the perimeter. And I did that by adding up all the sides and combining like terms. Distributive property. Distributive means we're going to take this 4 and we're going to distribute it through to everything inside the parentheses. Everything inside of the parentheses gets multiplied by 4. So 4 times x becomes 4x, and 4 times 3 becomes 12. So distribute, we are taking that 4 on the outside of the number and distributing it, multiplying it to everybody inside of the parentheses. So my final expression will be 4x plus 12. Sometimes you'll see the number on the right side of the expression instead of the left. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to distribute. I'm going to take 5 and multiply it to everything inside of the parentheses. So 5 gets multiplied to m. 5m plus 5 times 5 is 25, and this is my simplified expression. Number 9. We have a negative sign out in front. A negative sign out in front is usually an indicator that it's going to be negative 1. And you can write that in if you want. Just know that that negative sign means it's a negative 1. So again, we're going to distribute that negative 1 through to everybody inside of the parentheses. So that's going to leave me with negative q. And I've got a negative times a negative, which makes it positive 4. Okay, make sure you watch that negative sign. That does mean a negative 1. Fractions, we got 1/4 times 12x minus 8. Again, we're going to distribute that 1/4 through. Now that fraction just means we're dividing by 4. So I'm going to take 12x and divide it by 4, and take negative 8 and divide it by 4. That's the distributing. And I get 3x minus 2. So my simplified expression is 3x minus 2.